Good morning, children. Welcome to the next part of our seminar. In the last class, we have studied about carbohydrates and the need of taking breakfast. Hope all of you have answered the question. Now today, this is the poem given by Mr. Fatty Fatafat. He gave a poem and he presented well the uses of fats. Let us see. Now let us see about the fats. See the presentation given by Mr. Fatty Fatafat. These are fats. Fats are also energy giving foods. They give us energy. What are the other group of energy giving foods? Carbohydrates. Carbs. What do we do the energy? We use the energy for doing our daily works. But fats give more energy than carbohydrates. They give more energy than carbohydrates. Okay? Carbohydrates are also energy giving foods, but fats give more energy than carbohydrates. Fats keep our body warm. When it is cold, our fat protects us from the external cold. It keeps the body warm. It stores excess fat to get energy. Fats are stored in the body when we have taken excess, and whenever we need energy, they give us energy. Okay, children? Next. Our body needs very little fat, very little. So we have to take them in very little quantity. What happens if we take or consume? Consuming means taking. Consuming large amounts of fats will be harmful to our body. What is the word here? New word. Consuming, that means taking in. Large amount of fats will be harmful to our body. It is very harm. Okay, children? So we have to take very little amounts of fat. Now where is this fat? Where are these fats available? See the picture. Eggs, butter, cheese, avocado. The green fruit is avocado, very good fat. Almonds. Badam pappulu chusam kada. Peanuts. Cashews. Jeedipappu. Walnut. Meat. Okay, these are the healthy sources of fat. These are the healthy sources of fat. Let us see the unhealthy sources of fat. Unhealthy sources should not be taken. Even though if you take, you have to take a very little. Pastries, cookies, packed foods. We eat chips and all, you see. Those all are unhealthy foods. Unhealthy fats. Pastries means already we discussed. Cakes, cookies, biscuits. Packed foods. Packed foods means potato chips, every packed foods. Donuts. You know donuts? Yeah, these are types of sweet breads. Donuts. All these are unhealthy sources of fats. Once again, children, fats are energy giving foods. They give more energy than carbohydrates. They give more energy. వేటికంటే ఎక్కువ ఎనర్జీ ఇస్తాయి than carbs. What is the use of fat? They keeps the body warm. And also it gives taste to food. It gives taste to food. What happens if we take excess fat? It is stored in the body and it gives energy whenever we need. బాడీలో దాక్కుంటుంది, లావ్ అయిపోతాం మనం. మనకి ఎప్పుడు ఎనర్జీ కావాలంటే అప్పుడు ఫ్యాట్స్ మనకి ఎనర్జీ ఇస్తాయి. నౌ in what quantity we have to take fats? We have to take very little fats. Very little. What happens if we take large amounts of fats? It will be harmful to our body. In long run we may get heart attack. We may get blood pressure. All sorts of diseases will attack us. Okay children? What are the major source of healthy fats? Oils. Oils means groundnut oil, sesame oil, peanut oil, all the oils, olive oils, almonds, peanuts, cashews, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, all these are healthy sources of fats. What are the unhealthy sources of fats? Pastries, cookies, donuts, fried foods, packed foods. All these are unhealthy sources of fats. Now let us thank Mr. Fatty Fatafat. Thank you for the presentation, Mr. Fatty. Now, there is a question for you kids. I will ask you one question. It is there in the textbook page number 7 also. Can you name a few foods that your parents ask you to eat less because they are too oily? Parents ఇది తినొద్దు, ఇది ఎక్కువ తినొద్దు అని చెప్పేది ఫుడ్స్ ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి? డెఫినెట్లీ ఆయిల్ ఫ్రైస్, ఫాస్ట్ ఫుడ్స్, donuts, all these. Parents will ask you chocolates, will ask you not to eat too much. You have to eat less, only now and then. Okay children? Now we have seen 2 energy giving foods. The first one is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates. These are major ingredients. Macronutrients. Macro. Okay children? The fats and carbohydrates give us energy, but fats give more energy than carbohydrates. Fats give more energy than carbohydrates. Now we have seen the sources of foods, fat foods. Now let us go to the next part of the lesson. Next part is proteins. Proteins. Okay children? Now let us talk about the role of proteins in our diet. The foods that are rich in proteins are called as bodybuilding foods. Proteins are called as bodybuilding food. They keep our body strong. They keep our body strong. Okay children? The foods rich in protein, food rich in protein is called bodybuilding food. Proteins are called as bodybuilding foods. They keep our body strong. Whenever we are injured, proteins help us in repairing the body part. They protect our bones. They protect our bones. They protect our muscles. Okay, children? Now, I told you there are two types of proteins. Here is Mr. P protein. He represents the proteins from plant sources. Mr. P protein. Let us listen what does he says. I represent proteins from plant sources. Sources of plant proteins include chickpeas, senagapappu, kidney beans, rajma, lentils, black gram, red gram, moong dal, soy, soya beans and tofu, nuts, peanuts, cashews, almonds, pistachios, seeds, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, spinach and other greens, peas and broccoli. These are my sources. How many types of proteins are there? Two types of proteins are there. Plant proteins and animal proteins. In this seminar, who is representing plant proteins? Mr. P protein. Now here is Mr. A protein. A protein is a representative of animal proteins. Animal proteins. Okay? Now he is talking about animal proteins. I will be talking about the proteins that we get from animal sources. Dairy products, eggs, meat of animals, chicken, fish, mutton, pork and beef. Hope you all like my foods. Okay, children? What are the sources of plant proteins? Chickpeas, kidney beans, that is rajma, red colored seeds, black gram, red gram, moong dal, soya beans, peanuts, cashews, almonds, pistachios, pumpkin seeds, sesame, nupappu ginjalu, spinach and other greens, peas and broccoli. What are animal proteins? Milk, cheese, butter, eggs, meat of animals like chicken, fish, mutton, pork and beef. Now here is a debate between Mr. P protein and A protein. Let us listen the debate and decide who is the winner. Here is the debate. This is Mr. P protein. Let us see what does he says. Plant-based proteins contains less fat than animal sources. So I request all of you to take plant-based proteins. You want to look slim, don't you? So please take plant-based proteins. What does Mr. P protein say? Mr. P protein says that plant-based proteins contain less fat than animal sources. Now listen the counter given by A protein. Animal source provide all the proteins a human body needs. So we are called complete proteins. To get complete proteins, you have to eat a variety of plant sources. But if you take even one animal protein, you get all the proteins required. So I do support animal proteins. ఏం చెప్తున్నారమ్మా మిస్టర్ ఏ ప్రోటీన్? యానిమల్ ప్రోటీన్ కనుక తింటే అన్ని ప్రోటీన్స్ వస్తాయి. ఇలా అన్ని ప్రోటీన్స్ రావాలంటే మీరు బోల్డ్ రకాల పీ ప్రోటీన్ తినాలి, ప్లాంట్ ప్రోటీన్స్ తినాలి. సో ఒక్క యానిమల్ ప్రోటీన్ తిన్నా బాడీ గెట్స్ ఆల్ ద ప్రోటీన్స్. అందుకనే వాట్ డు వి కాల్ యానిమల్ ప్రోటీన్స్ యాజ్ కంప్లీట్ ప్రోటీన్స్. బట్ ఇదే ప్రోటీన్స్ కావాలంటే నువ్వు చాలా ప్లాంట్ ప్రోటీన్స్ తినాలి. సో ఐ సపోర్ట్ యానిమల్ ప్రోటీన్స్ అంటాం. నెక్స్ట్ వన్స్ అగైన్ let us see the argument of Mr. A. Animal source provide all proteins a human body needs and are called complete proteins. To get complete proteins, you have to eat a lot number of plant sources. So I support plant sources. Now let us listen the next argument of Mr. P protein. Yes, that's a valid point, Mr. A. But there are a few plant sources such as soya and quinoa that can provide all proteins a human needs. By eating plants, humans also get many other nutrients like vitamins and minerals along with proteins. Plants are nutritious. Though you take plenty of them, we get a little fat. So what does plant protein say, children? He is agreeing. Yes, nu cheppindi nijame. But in my plant sources also, there are some sources like what and what? Plant lo kuda konni unnayanta anni proteins ichchevi. Emitavi? Soya and quinoa. Soya tintara meer మీ డైట్ లో? సోయా బీన్ చిప్స్, soya beans, soya milk. Okay, so if you eat soya, it is equivalent to the proteins that you obtain from animal sources. They contain all proteins. Meat tinte ento, soya tinte kuda ante value vastadi kabatti you can eat soya. And what is the other source which give all proteins? Quinoa. Chusara eppudaina quinoa? You please collect all these books and paste in your home fun book. Okay, now by eating plants, humans also get plant protein. Also said that if we eat plant sources, we not only get proteins, we also get nutrients like vitamins and minerals along with proteins. And it also argues that even though if you eat plenty of plants, you get little fat. But in animals, let us see the counter argument given by A. ఏం చెప్పింది? ప్లాంట్ సోర్సెస్లో కూడా సోయా కానీ క్వినోవా కానీ తింటే మీకు కావాల్సిన అన్ని ప్రోటీన్స్ వస్తాయి. నెక్స్ట్, ప్లాంట్స్ తినడం వల్ల మనకి ప్రోటీన్సే కాకుండా ఇంకేం వస్తాయంట? వైటమిన్స్ వస్తాయంట, మినరల్స్ వస్తాయట, ఇవన్నీ వస్తాయి. అండ్ ఎంత ప్లాంట్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్ తిన్నా కూడా మనకి ఫ్యాట్ ఎక్కువ పెరగదంట. నోట్ దిస్ పాయింట్. ఓకే, నౌ let us listen the argument of A. Yes, animal proteins should be consumed in small portions. Nijame, animal proteins ekkuva teeskokodadu. Here we have to include animal proteins. ఎక్కువ తినేయకూడదు. మీట్ నచ్చింది కదా అని మనం ఎక్కువ తినేయకూడదు. It should be consumed in small portions. But in many countries around the world, especially in colder regions, it is more easily available than plants. Animals are more easily available than plants. Protein and fat. You understand? Protein and fat. Protein and fat in the animal sources help humans stay strong, healthy and warm in the cold. So animal sources are important too. What does he say? He says that, of course, you are right. Animal protein should be consumed in small portions. But in many countries in the world, especially colder regions, we don't get more plants, but we can get animal proteins easily available. And protein and fat in the animal sources నుంచి వచ్చిన ప్రోటీన్ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ ని ఎట్లా ఉంచుద్దంట? స్ట్రాంగ్, హెల్దీ అండ్ వార్మ్ ఇన్ ద కోల్డ్. సో యానిమల్ సోర్సెస్ ఆర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టూ. ఓకే, హౌ ఈస్ ద ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్ చిల్డ్రన్? Very funny and informative. We got a lot of knowledge, is it not? What did we learn? We learnt that plant proteins and animal proteins are two different groups of proteins. Plant proteins are available in some foods and animal proteins are available in some food. We have seen that. Plant proteins should be taken in large quantities to give all the proteins required by the human body. Animal proteins gives all the proteins required by the human body. There are some plant sources which give all the proteins required by the human body. They are soya and quinoa. And then next, animal proteins should not be taken in large quantities. It would not be good to our health. Animal proteins should be consumed in small portions. Okay, by taking plant proteins we get other nutrients like vitamins, minerals along with proteins. By taking animal proteins we stay strong, we stay healthy, and we will be warm in colder regions. So now children, I'll ask you question. Who do you think will win the debate? It's very tough. You write your opinion. Why? You write your reasons. After listening the debate, you write your own reasons. One more question is here. A friend of yours has recently decided to stop eating meat and become a vegetarian. He is not sure if he will receive enough proteins from plant-based meals. What foods would you advise him to eat? So to get all proteins, what are the plant products that are to be eaten? Come on, suggest him. Okay, children? Now, very interesting debate. I want you to form groups and one of you act like A protein and one of you act like P protein and continue the debate. With this, we end the class.